Hello everyone, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us, and I hope today you are going to get lots of practical teaching ideas. My name is Yulia Belonog. I'm a certified teacher with 13 years of experience, and currently I'm leading methodologist of Skyeng. So today I'm going to talk about quick start in online teaching. I've been working online for 8 years. You can also share in the chat if you work online and how long. And I will start with my story. 8 years ago, I felt so stressed, so miserable, and not only because of unmotivated weak students at vocational school, but because of mainly commuting. I lived on the outskirts and had to wake up so early when it was dark outside. It was cold and I had to travel by two different kinds of transport in the rush hour. Everyone can imagine what rush hour is. Yeah, everyone squeezes, pushes, so it's so difficult. And one day I decided enough, and I just changed my job from offline to online, and it was so comfortable in comparison to my previous job. In the morning I had no need to rush. I got rid of the problem what to wear because it's much easier online, and it's so less stressful. It's time saving and students are really motivated, which is a pleasant bonus. And what I like about online that I have all materials which I need at my fingertips. They are all on my laptop. I can travel, go everywhere, and everything I need is with me. I hope if you work online, you have your own reasons and you can share them in the chat. So, how to organize home office? As an inexperienced teacher, I use methods of trial and error, and I experimented and tried different techniques to see which one worked better. So I tried teaching anywhere and everywhere, maybe lying on the sofa, in my country house using mobile internet, and in cafe, everywhere. But all these experiments helped me to work out ideal conditions for working online, for conducting lessons. So it's preferably to have your own desk with all necessary office accessories. This will help you to be concentrated on your work. And it's really important to have your own room, your own space, without your relatives roaming around back and forth. Because personally, when I'm having lesson, I can hear how clock's ticking in my student's apartment, or somebody's washing up. So that means that my students hear my noises. And it's really distracting and can spoil any lesson. In my first year of working, I was surprised why I paid my internet provider for 100 megabytes and I got only 20. I checked my connection with speedtest.net. So it turned out that my Wi-Fi router was in one room, then I closed the door and I was in another room. And because of that, because of different rooms, because of closed door, I get internet connection much weaker. So please remember, Wi-Fi router needs to be in your room close to you, or it's better to use cable connection. Otherwise, you will not get really qualitative connection. So let's talk about background. You see here two pictures. In the first one is just some light neutral background, and in the second one you see some how to call that, cupboard, yeah, with lots of books, statues, and other stuff. Let's think together, which one is more distracting, number one or number two? So the answer is obvious when it is light and neutral. But if you look just behind me, you can see this poster. This is what I use from time to time, is some poster about English language teaching. It helps me to create this learning atmosphere like in a classroom. I prefer to use a map of Great Britain or irregular verbs or something like that. But it's not necessary to use. It's just what I do. But you can always change position of your desk and your laptop to choose something neutral, without other furniture, without beds, wardrobes, and other stuff, because it doesn't really look professional. So there's another really important question: which headphones to use? I know some teachers use earbuds, which is number one, but for me personally it's not really comfortable, because first for my ear hurts. If you have maybe 6 or 7, even 8 lessons in a row, that's very difficult. And I know that microphone is not really qualitative, so it's not type of earphones which you prefer to use on a regular basis. If you look at picture number 2, this is some wireless headphones. They are great because you don't have to use these cables. I can just stand up, walk around, I can move, but there's another big disadvantage of such headphones, is that they make your Wi-Fi connection much worse. So if you want to use cable headphones, if you want to use wireless headphones, you need to use a cable connection. Because if you use Wi-Fi, your signal will be, as I told you, much worse. And then type number 3, it's over-ear headphones. So this is very big, that cover your ears. They are perfect for playing games and for listening to music. But for conducting lessons, maybe not, because the main problem is that they get wet because of ear sweating. So it's very unpleasant, and they create too much pressure on your ears, so it can be difficult. And last type, which I prefer, it is on-ear headphones. They don't cover all your ear, so no pressure. They are absolutely comfortable, and I like then microphone. I can fix it the way I want. So I'm not going to advertise any brands. I think you can Google and find a brand which you personally like. So let's talk about some time management tips. Get dressed and put on your makeup at the beginning of your day. And this will help you to focus on your work psychologically. Because if I wear an old gown or if I wear a smart short, I will have absolutely different feelings. And I had a very sad story. I've told it before. When I had a lesson with the students without webcam, and I was doing some housework. I was very busy, and I had just 5 minutes before the lesson. And I remember I was wearing old dressing gown, no makeup, and my wet hair was stuck like that. And there was some computer glitch, and my webcam in Skype turned on. So you can imagine my shock. I was so embarrassed, and it was a male student, so it even made it even worse. So, and starting from that moment, I tidy myself in the morning. Don't do housework when you have your working day. If I work online, that doesn't make me Cinderella, and I don't do housework instead of all members of my family. because I have real job, the same as they have. So we share our housework. It's better to have fixed working hours. Otherwise, you will have feeling that you work non-stop because lessons require much preparation. Then it can be maybe essay checking, some maybe surfing the internet for some teaching materials. So it's better to have this fixed working hours, and after that, switch to home mode and choose different activity, maybe read books, talk to your family, and preferably outside your flat. So you need to change interior because it's very difficult to be in one place. This tip will help you to prevent professional burnout. So spend time outside your home. So some teaching life hacks. Online work requires more emotions to keep students interested and focused. When you work in real classroom, you can use body language, more gestures. You can walk back and forth, so it's much easier. But when I work online, you can see me only like that. So I have to use mimics, gestures for maybe showing meaning of words, maybe error correction. So it will help you to build rapport with your student, to build contact. Otherwise, your student might think that you are very reserved, that you are not interested. So just smile and show your emotions. It's very important. Another issue is try to control your teacher's talking time, because when I work online, my teacher's talking time is much higher when I work in comparison to working in the classroom, because I have to comment some actions like look in the chat box, wait a second, I'm going to open something, I'm going to write, and so on. And there is another problem that because of some technical issues, you might think that your students can't hear you very well, and because of that, for example, I double instructions from time to time, and I noticed that I slow down my speech because of that. Maybe it's not a very good idea to do that. Try to control that. Then I can use Realia. I have webcam, and I can use some help. For example, I can teach not only vocabulary, what is it, but I can teach grammar, for example. This pencil, that pencil. These pencils, those pencils. So this or that. This or that, and so on. So prepare all you need in advance, because you just can't stand up in the middle of the lesson and tell your students, I'll be back in a second. It's not really professional. So I prepare a glass of water, maybe cup of tea or coffee, just close to you. So sometimes teachers ask me about platforms for teaching. I'm going to share 3 of them, which I know and which I try to use. So this is Zoom. We use Zoom for group lessons and for speaking clubs. So it's rather convenient with some tools. Then it's LearnCube. You need to pay for that. I don't know exactly, but starting from $49 and maybe up to $120. And VisaIQ, maybe plus minus the same, starting from maybe 30, 40, and up to 70. So it's not so cheap, and taking into consideration that you need to upload teaching materials there. So again, it's some additional work. In Skyeng, we use Vimbox, which is very convenient. It's not only synchronized action, built-in audio, video, possibility to upload your attachments, but it's a big variety of teaching materials. So everything is there. So I'm not going to talk a lot about Vimbox. I'm going to show you a demo video lesson.
Now Jana, we are going to listen to a song about money. But first, let's look at the words. So let's see, is this your money?
No,
When you borrow it, do you need to pay it back?
of course, to the bank.
And do you need to pay extra money for borrowing it?
Yes.
Let's add this word to your dictionary.
Okay.
Listen and drag the words when you hear
Okay.
them.
Is it earn?
So try.
Okay. Yes.
That's right. Wonderful. So, and as we talk about money today, we need to revise some verbs.
Actually, I don't know the first one.
Well, it's okay, just move on. We'll come back to this later.
Okay. But the second one, I think I can't afford.
So click on it, turn it over. Yes,
Okay.
you're right. Wonderful, excellent. Now please scroll down. Look at the exercise below the pictures.
Okay.
Read the sentences and complete the gaps with synonyms. Mind the tense.
My uncle died and left me 2,000 pounds. So I inherit. Okay. Wow. Why is it incorrect?
Well, look at the tense. My uncle died. Is it in present or in past?
So it's in the past. I understand now. So it's inherited.
Excellent. Can you please tell me if I ask you about actions in the past, but I don't want to know when exactly it happened? What tense do I use?
No, it's, I believe it's present perfect.
That's right. Present perfect. But if I want to know about an action at the specific time in the past, what tense do I use?
Past simple.
Wonderful. Excellent. So we are going to practice questions about your experience. Now look at the box in red. Let's read the example. So let's try to make the similar dialogues. Please talk about your experience. So have you ever wasted money on something you've never used?
Yes, once I bought a dress.
Jana, thank you very much for a lovely discussion. I was very glad to learn something new about you. Just please be careful with preposition. Can you please look at notes? Yes, great. That's all. Thank you very much. And I see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
I hope you have lots of questions about online work, especially if you are new to this field or you are planning to move here, or about Dreambox as well. I'll be happy to answer your questions. Could you please write me to email teachersmail at skyeng.ru. I'll be happy to answer all your questions. And let's stay in touch with you. If you want to work with us, you can go to this page, then read our articles on language teaching, then join us on YouTube and on Facebook and other social media. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you find this speech useful for you. So let's stay in contact. And I wish you to have a very nice day. Goodbye.